think small to medium-sized enterprises can often get confused between what is marketing and what is sales. Having a clear marketing plan is obviously important to promote your products or service, raise awareness within your target audience sector, your target audience and potential customers of who you are, what you do and how you do it. Whereas sales is more around the conversion of that once you've got the pipeline generated through the effective marketing techniques and approaches. So yeah, I think that's obviously a very important factor for small to medium-sized enterprises in getting the basics right, understanding the difference between what a strategy is in terms of marketing, what your sales strategy is, and also the tactics that go along with that.
Treat it like a science. And that sounds kind of scary, but it isn't. But if you treat all your marketing activity in a planned and organised way, it's more likely to achieve the results you want. You've got to carefully research the market. You've got to action plan what you want to do, and then you have to monitor and measure everything you do to make sure it's working well. Little things like putting yourself in your customer's shoes. Walk their walk, see how they see you. For instance, how many times have you gone to a new client or a new supplier, you can't find the door, you can't find which part of the unit they're in. All of that is marketing. Then when you get through the door, how are you greeted? Is the reception nice and bright and shiny, but you're greeted by a receptionist that doesn't really care about what you are and what you're coming for. So think carefully about your own journey within the customer frame, and that's part and parcel of getting it right in terms of marketing. But planning is everything, and monitoring is the biggest aspect of getting your marketing right.
The basics for marketing will be for that business to truly understand its products or its services in the market that they are operating in. Simple things like SWOT analysis or competitive analysis, even down to is their product the only product in the space or not, they all help without question.
Companies need to be aware of the 4 Ps, the classic marketing mix as it's called, the product, price, place and promotion. Because that's the best way to understand how to market your products, by looking at it in those terms. A lot of companies are unaware of this. A lot of companies are unaware that when they're looking at their products and when they're marketing, if they look at it in those terms, they will get it right, because they'll understand each of the elements that the customer will engage with when it comes to using and buying their products. So even just a simple model like that applied in a very simple way can reveal lots and lots of different possibilities for a company to effectively and comprehensively market their product to their chosen customers.
Breaking into a new market can be an ideal way of clients expanding their business, but it's got to be treated carefully. It's one of those situations where quite often clients feel that they have a great idea for a new market or a new product or a new service, but then go at it like a bullet in a china shop without researching it first carefully. One of the best sources of that research would be your own customers. Look at what they're doing, how they would use this potential new product, and see whether you can actually gain some advantage there. But again, it all comes down to research. With marketing, research should be your number 1 priority. Then you plan, then you monitor. But looking at new product development is a great way of expanding your business, but it can be very costly. So only venture forward if you really know what you're doing.
One client I've been working with is a manufacturing client, and they've really struggled with understanding the difference between marketing and sales. They've had very much a sales focus without really focusing then on the important side of the promotion, the awareness raising, the building of the brand, all of which is associated more with the marketing side of things. What that's meant is that the client has been ticking over, it's been plateauing really in terms of its sales, but rather than thinking about the front end of raising the profile of the company through effective marketing.
One of the best pieces of advice I could give anybody looking to develop a new product or innovate something is to utilise the services of their local universities. This will help them truly understand where they're trying to be with that product, and there's a massive wealth of knowledge inside the university that they can tap into.
Thinking of one client that I am particularly proud of that had significant growth, started off with an aim to increase their turnover by about 10 to 20%. We actually tripled the turnover in 2 years, which is an incredible story. but there were lots of holes. There was lots of work to do. I acted as a sounding board for the whole of the board of directors and the partners to really help them understand that first of all they needed to get the strategy right. How were they going to achieve this growth? What were we going to do? And then we started to drill down into individual areas. One of the things we realised is that their marketing was haphazard at best.
I think in the area of innovation or developing new products and services, there's a tendency for people to try and keep that stuff secret, to keep it under wraps until they believe they're ready. That, in my experience, is not the best thing to do. They need to be looking for ways they can collaborate with people, because if they're going to develop something which is market ready, they may not have all the skills required in order to be able to do that. And there's a wealth of support from the Business Growth Hub, from the university sector, from other businesses who can help them to achieve that. They've just got to be a little more trusting, a little bit more collaborative in the way that they work with the businesses, and they'll make much better progress. A secret is always a secret unless you tell somebody else, and that's really the most important thing to do when it comes to the innovation cycle.